Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs on Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs such as Ruben Trujillo.
Thank you very much.
Café Emporos. How you doing, man?
Good, and yourself?
I've got a little inside that you have cafe that comes from Ecuador.
Yes, I do.
My native country.
Oh, perfect.
You're a man to my heart, man. Tell us a little bit more about your product, because it's, Taylor, you're going to have to listen to this. This is just out of control. Tell us, man.
Well, I'm working with Linea Cafe out of San Francisco, and they roast the coffee, and they send me the coffee, and I'm working with a distributor in Korea to package these little guys.
Right.
So what this is premium hand drip coffee. In America, they call it pour over coffee, but in Korea and in Japan, we say hand drip coffee. Right. So what you do is you can put these in your backpack or anywhere. Just it's very convenient, and you go ahead and tear open the pack.
This is out of control. This is amazing because I tasted it the other day.
Tear open the pack and remove the filter, and then you're going to tear the top off. And you have boiling water getting ready, and you place this over your mug, and you just start pouring boiling water.
You just put the boiling water over there.
It takes about 2 minutes, and you have a fresh cup of coffee anywhere. So, and it smells great too.
Freshly brewed, and I'm gonna take this is definitely gonna be mine, brother, because this is so good. Honestly, it's so good and so fresh. We're gonna put it right in there. Thank you, bro. And look, this is. How did you come up with this thing? Was there some day that you were like, I need me a good cup of coffee, and I don't want to pay the Starbucks price. I don't want to, What happened? How does one, as an entrepreneur, come up with this thing, man?
Well, the way I got in with coffee was actually I bought a new camera. I'm not a photographer, but I was asked to take some pictures at a local cafe of the latte art. And in Korea, they do a lot of latte art, so they do bears and cats and all this kind of drawings on a latte. And when I took a picture of it, I was like, I want to learn how to do that. So it would be 2 years later, during my 5-year stay in Korea, that I would get my barista certification.
What were you doing in Korea?
I was teaching English in Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, teaching English in Korea. About a year and a half.
South Korea.
Yeah, in South Korea.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay.
And about 2 years into my stay there, I got my barista certification, which was a little bit difficult because everything was in Korean. So I found a coffee academy outside of my city and took the train, taxi, bus just to get there. And I would study for 3 hours and then take a long trek home. And it took 15 weeks, and I finally got my barista certification.
Does it take that long to become a barista?
In Korea, I used, it was with the SCAE. So for that, each academy has its own set of rules and stuff. So for me, it was one time a week for 15 weeks. So after school, I'd go straight to this academy. And
forgive me, I'm so simplistic. I'm the guy that, my washer has like 20 speeds and combinations and everything else. I just use one. I just use like cold and go, right?
Yes,
I mean, and for me, so coffee would be like, okay, I just pour coffee, drip is there and done. So what is it that you learn in 15 weeks, 3 hours a day for coffee?
Well, it was it kind of touched bases on a lot of stuff.
Right.
It touched a little bit on roasting, but its main focus is pulling an espresso shot. So if you would pull an espresso shot with the espresso machine at 25 to 30 seconds, that's a really good. You want that as a good shot. And then you look at the color, the crema on top. So there's a lot. But you're right. A lot of us just kind of go for that one thing. But I don't know. Yeah, the first pull was a latte art, so I figured I'm going to make that. I'm going to learn how to do that. And after getting my certification, it still took about a couple of years just to learn how to do that. So I received my certification, and I asked a friend to kind of ask some of the local cafes if I could work there in exchange for they would teach me about coffee, and I would kind of like wash dishes and help around the cafe. 2 months later, I got on with a specialty coffee shop in Cheonan, South Korea. I met with the owners, and it was going to be a 3-month kind of little bit of a private one-on-one where they were going to teach me latte art, and it turned into about 3 years, where I was working there, and I didn't do any like cleaning and stuff. They just wanted me to practice. So my main focus at first was the latte, but then I started to watch them do hand drip coffee and roasting, and I started asking questions and more questions, and they had the answers, and yeah, that's how kind of.
That's so cool, man. So you're the guy that does all these little flowers and things, and you can do animals and everything else with it?
Yes,
That's so freaking cool, man. But it's just practice, right?
It's just practice, and there was a lot of times where I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna give up. I'm wasting the milk. I'm wasting the coffee, and the owners were like, keep doing it, practice, and I did, and I can recall the day that it was 3 months into this program where I made a heart, and we served it to a customer.
It sounds to me like you went to this monastery and
Oh.
you're starting to learn all these martial arts, and
Yeah,
it kind of feels like that
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
you know. And but the martial arts is the art of making coffee.
Yes, yeah.
And I say the art of making coffee because that's exactly what you have. I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
to learn something for that long period of time,
Yes.
you acquire some artistic value.
Exactly. Yes.
And so, with this particular product, then you saw the need here in the United States to do something personalized like this.
Yes, well, I originally came to I moved back to the United States about 6 months ago, and I was like, I want to open up a coffee shop or do something with coffee, but that kind of fell through. But everything that happened in Korea, it just kind of made me. I kept pushing forward. I was like, there's going to be something that's going to come up. It's going to present itself that I'm going to, take advantage of that opportunity. And these were it. I attended a business summit and I passed these out as business cards, and I had my number and stuff on the back.
Genius.
And people kind of took a liking to this. And then I did a pop-up downtown Phoenix. And my original thing was to do a Chemex. It's this glass carafe where you put the coffee and you pour water over it.
Right.
But I had to go through security, so I couldn't take a grinder and the glass, and it was just too much. So I had already ordered these, and I made little packets. And again, the response was really good. So, and I was able to brew about 5 cups of coffee, just boil the water and just start brewing. So, and the smell is amazing, So.
So you're in this entrepreneurial journey. What are you finding out as an entrepreneur now that is your biggest obstacle thus far?
All of my contacts and my friends are all back in Korea. So I had this. The dream was big while I was in Korea. I'm like, because all my friends, most of the people that I'm friends with, I have a friend in Ulsan, South Korea, that has opened up his own cafe. So to go visit that and to be with him where he was talking about it, and it became something. It was really cool. And the same thing with the coffee shop owners in Cheonan. So I saw all these people kind of fulfilling their dreams in Korea, and I was like, I'm going to do this in America. And I came back here and I had to start over again, But luckily I had, through Facebook, they were helping me out and answering questions that I had about what I could do. And so,
what's the reception thus far for this particular packaging, if you will, of this coffee? The coffee is terrific, by the way. It tastes phenomenal. And you have 3 different flavors, right, so far?
Yeah, there's. It's going to be based on what Linea Cafe is going to be serving or going to be offering at the time, because they do micro batches, so they're not going to be roasting in large batches. It's specialty coffee, so it's going to be whatever they get in.
Right.
So right now it's coffee from Peru, Ecuador, and this one is Ethiopia. So it just kind of depends on what they're doing.
Okay, so how are you distributing these things right now, this coffee?
Right now it's just on my website, cafeemporos.com, and also on treatmo.com, TRETMO.com.
We're going to put a link into our website
Okay,
so that
great.
people can go in there and truly taste this coffee.
Okay, great.
All right, so the other question that I would have is, all right, this is terrific, this sounds good. How affordable is this compared to maybe the cup of coffee that I would get in? I don't like the Starbucks coffee. By the way, I'm completely anti-Starbucks. We brew our own little café de olla.
Okay. Oh yes, yes.
I told you.
Yes.
But this is very convenient.
Yes.
Very, very convenient to take your own coffee wherever you go. All you
Yes,
need is a microwave and just some hot water.
Yes,
and you're there. So how affordable is this thing compared to other?
Right now, I'm only these packets are $2 each, which is pretty cheap compared. Driving to. And I love going to coffee shops. I actually love. But for people that are on the go, I just put these little things in your backpack or in your purse or anywhere. And then you boil water when you go to work instead of drinking the coffee like when you're driving and stuff. You enjoy your coffee while you're at work. It's something. Coffee to me is something that you're supposed to sit and enjoy. You can also share it with your friends too. It's a conversation piece. The filter itself is very unique. So, and I was exposed to it in Korea, but when I show people here, they've never seen it. So I realized that I had something that was unique.
Were you always a coffee drinker?
No, I wasn't. It was probably after university. My first experience with coffee was I had some type of drink that had a lot of sugar in it, and I went up and then went for a crash.
Crashed.
Yeah, so I kind of stayed away from coffee, and then I was drinking a lot of the blended drinks every single day, the blended drinks. And then when I went to Korea, they serve Americanos. It was just espresso and water, very basic, no sugar, no milk. So my palate changed a little bit. When I came back, everything I drank here was very sweet. So I just started drinking black coffee. And, occasionally I'll add a little bit of creamer, but.
Do you think that it would be a good idea to have maybe a class about where we can learn about the different coffees that are in the world and the art, really, which is what you have, the art of making coffee and the art of You know, just
all
do
the designs.
all
Yes,
the
I mean,
designs
I would
and
love to do that.
That would be awesome to do.
Yeah, and I'm actually learning a lot being back in America. Over there, I learned everything. I don't speak Korean fluently, and I can't understand a lot of it, but I learned a lot by observation. So I would watch someone do this, you know, a design, and be like, okay, I have to. How are they moving their hands? How are they holding the cup? That's how I'd just get on YouTube and watch a lot of YouTube videos, and that's how I would make the connections. Another challenge is being able to explain all this in English, what the coffee, because everything I heard was in Korean. So now I'm back here, and when I listen to people talk, I'm like, okay, that's how you're going to describe that. That's how.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a whole learning experience for me being back here as well.
Well, I tell you what, man, we wish you the best. We're all about tracking your entrepreneurial journey, and to help you. Definitely make some sales for your coffee, and we're definitely going to do that. The art of making coffee, the art of drinking coffee, I think it's a whole ritual.
Yes,
and
it is, exactly.
It should be. You know, we're just, I want to grab my coffee on the go and everything else, and never, it's just a hot liquid.
Yes, yeah.
But it shouldn't be that way.
No, it should, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, from the people that pick the berries and the roasting and, you know, importing. There's a lot of work that goes into something that we think is just so simple.
I can hear people asking me right now, is this organic coffee?
Yes.
So this is organic. Okay.
Yes, and it's I'll have the certificate, like the certifications label on each one if it's fair trade and organic as well. So.
Are you looking to distribute this through just by selling it yourself, retail, or do you want? Are you looking maybe a Whole Foods or something?
That would be great. Yeah, but right now I'm just kind of starting really small, so I can kind of. I'm working by myself at the moment,
Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of. Right now, I'm just kind of waiting for orders on my website and see where it goes from there.
Let me let you in a little secret, man. You put this in Scottsdale Whole Foods and Scottsdale. All the rich moms out there, they go nuts.
Okay.
They go nuts for these things, guaranteed. And with that, man, we're gonna support your dream.
Oh,
and with that, we're out.